Nairobi is the capital and the largest city of Kenya. The name comes from the Maasai phrase Enkare Nairobi, which translates to cool water, a reference to the Nairobi River which flows through the city. The city proper had a population of 3,138,369 in the 2009 census, while the metropolitan area has a population of 6,547,547. The city is popularly referred to as the Green City in the Sun. Nairobi was founded in 1899 by the colonial authorities in British East Africa, as a rail depot on the Uganda Railway. The town quickly grew to replace Machakos as the capital of Kenya in 1907. After independence in 1963, Nairobi became the capital of the Republic of Kenya. During Kenya's colonial period, the city became a center for the colony's coffee, tea, and sisal industry. The city lies on the River Athi in the southern part of the country, and has an elevation of 1,795 meters above sea level. With a population of 3.36 million in 2011, Nairobi is the second largest city by population in the African Great Lakes region after Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. According to the 2009 census, in the administrative area of Nairobi, 3,138,295 inhabitants lived within 696 square kilometers. Nairobi is the 10th largest city in Africa, including the population of its suburbs. Home to thousands of Kenyan businesses and over 100 major international companies and organizations, including the United Nations Environment Programme, UN Environment, and the United Nations Office at Nairobi, UNON. Nairobi is an established hub for business and culture. The Nairobi Securities Exchange, NSE, is one of the largest in Africa and the second oldest exchange on the continent. It is Africa's fourth largest exchange in terms of trading volume, capable of making 10 million trades a day. On October 20, 2011, a memorial statue was unveiled in Nairobi in memory to Tom Mboya, a former Kenyan independence politician and assassination victim. On November 9, 2012, President Mwai Kibaki opened the KES 31 billion Thika superhighway. This megaproject of Kenya started in 2009 and ended in 2011. It involved expanding the 4-lane carriageway to 8 lanes, building underpasses, providing interchanges at roundabouts, erecting flyovers, and building underpasses to ease congestion. The 50.4-kilometer road was built in 3 phases: Uhuru Highway to Muthaiga Roundabout to Kenyatta University, and Kenyatta University to Thika Town. On May 31, 2017, President Uhuru Kenyatta inaugurated the standard gauge railway which connects Nairobi to Mombasa. It was primarily built by a Chinese firm with about 90% of total funding from China and about 10% from the Kenyan government. A second phase is also being built which will link Naivasha to the existing route and also the Uganda border. On August 11, 2020, Nairobi County Assembly Speaker Beatrice Eleki resigned. On December 21, 2020, recently elected Nairobi County Assembly Speaker Benson Mutura was sworn in as acting Nairobi Governor 4 days after the previous Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko was impeached and removed from office. At the time of Mutura's swearing in as acting governor, which he will hold for at least 60 days, Nairobi did not have a deputy governor as well. The city occupies 696 square kilometers, 270 square miles. Nairobi is situated between the cities of Kampala and Mombasa. As Nairobi is adjacent to the eastern edge of the Rift Valley, minor earthquakes and tremors occasionally occur. The Ngong Hills, located to the west of the city, are the most prominent geographical feature of the Nairobi area. Mount Kenya is situated north of Nairobi, and Mount Kilimanjaro is towards the southeast. The Nairobi River and its tributaries traverse through the Nairobi County and joins the larger River Athi on the eastern edge of the county. Nobel Peace Prize laureate Wangari Maathai fought fiercely to save the indigenous Karura forest in northern Nairobi, which was under threat of being replaced by housing and other infrastructure. Nairobi's western suburbs stretch all the way from the Kenyatta National Hospital in the south to the UN headquarters at Githurai suburb in the north, a distance of about 20 kilometers, 12 miles. The city is centered on the city square, which is located in the central business district. The Kenyan Parliament buildings, the Holy Family Cathedral, Nairobi City Hall, Nairobi Law Courts, and the Kenyatta Conference Center all surround the square. Nairobi is divided into a series of constituencies with each being represented by members of parliament in the National Assembly. The initial constituencies before the 2010 constitution which led to the county electoral boundaries being redrawn were Makadara, Kamyakanji, Sterhi, Longata, Dagoretti, Westlands, Kasarani, and Mbakasi. 52 The new electoral boundaries after this were revised to Mbakasi North, Mbakasi South, Mbakasi Central, Mbakasi East, Mbakasi West, Makadara, Kamyakanji, Sterhi, Mathur, Westlands, Dagoretti North, Dagoretti South, Longata, Kibra, Ruaraka, Roysambu, and Kasarani. The main administrative divisions of Nairobi are Central, Dagoretti, Mbakasi, Kasarani, Kibera, Makadara, Pumwani, and Westlands. Most of the upmarket suburbs are situated to the west and north-central of Nairobi, where most European settlers resided during the colonial times aka Yababini. These include Karen, Longata, Lavington, Githurai, Muthaiga, Brookside, Spring Valley, Lorsho, Kilimani, Kilashwa, Hullingham, Runda, Kidisuru, Nyeri, Kayuna, Lower Kabit, Westlands, and Highridge, although Kangemi, Kawangware, and Dagoretti are lower-income areas close to these affluent suburbs. The city's colonial past is commemorated by many English place names. Most lower-middle and upper-middle-income neighborhoods are located in the north-central areas such as Highridge, Parklands, Ngara, Pangani, and areas to the southwest and southeast of the metropolitan area near the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. The most notable ones include Avenue Park, Fadha, Pipeline, Donholm, Greenfields, Nyo, Taja, Baraka, Nairobi West, Madaraka, Siwaka, South B, South C, Magoya, Riverbank, Hazina, Buruburu, Uhuru, Harambee Civil Servants, Akiba, Kamatha, Pioneer, and Komarock to the center-east and Kasarani to northeast area among others. The low and lower income estates are located mainly in far eastern Nairobi. These include Umoja, Karaoke, Dandara, Kariobangi, Kaili, Ruat, Kamalu, Mbakasi, and Huruma. Kaitengla suburb, though located further southeast, Ongata and Kaisrayan further southwest, and Ngong/Mbulbul suburbs also known as diaspora to the far west are considered part of the greater Nairobi metropolitan area. More than 90% of Nairobi residents work within the Nairobi metropolitan area, in the formal and informal sectors. Many Somali immigrants have also settled in Eastleigh, nicknamed Little Mogadishu. The Kibera slum in Nairobi is claimed by the Kenyan government to have a population of 185,777. However, non-governmental sources generally estimate the slum to have a population of 500,000 to 1 million, depending on what areas are defined as comprising Kibera. Nairobi has many parks and open spaces throughout the city. Much of the city has dense tree cover and plenty of green spaces. The most famous park in Nairobi is Uhuru Park. The park borders the central business district and the neighborhood Upper Hill. Uhuru, freedom in Swahili, Park is a center for outdoor speeches, services, and rallies. The park was to be built over by former President Daniel Arap Moi, who wanted the 62-story headquarters of his party, the Kenya African National Union, situated in the park. However, the park was saved following a campaign by Nobel Peace Prize winner Wangari Maathai. Central Park is adjacent to Uhuru Park, and includes a memorial for Jomo Kenyatta, the first president of Kenya, and the Moi Monument, built in 1988 to commemorate the second president's first decade in power. Other notable open spaces include Jivanji Gardens, City Park, 7 August Memorial Park, and Nairobi Arboretum. The colonial 1948 master plan for Nairobi still acts as the governing mechanism when it comes to making decisions related to urban planning. The master plan at the time, which was designed for 250,000 people, allocated 28% of Nairobi's land to public space, but because of rapid population growth, much of the vitality of public spaces within the city are increasingly threatened. City Park, the only natural park in Nairobi, for example, was originally 60 ha, 150 acres, but has since lost approximately 20 ha, 50 acres, of land to private development through squatting and illegal alienation which began in the 1980s. Nairobi is home to the Nairobi Securities Exchange, NSE, one of Africa's largest stock exchanges. The NSE was officially recognized as an overseas stock exchange by the London Stock Exchange in 1953. The exchange is Africa's fourth largest in terms of trading volumes, and fifth largest in terms of market capitalization as a percentage of GDP. Nairobi is the regional headquarters of several international companies and organizations. In 2007, General Electric, Young and Rubicam, Google, Coca-Cola, IBM Services, and Cisco Systems relocated their African headquarters to the city. 6667 The United Nations office at Nairobi hosts UN Environment and Unhabitat headquarters. Several of Africa's largest companies are headquartered in Nairobi. Safaricom, the largest company in Kenya by assets and profitability, is headquartered in Nairobi. Kengen, which is the largest African stock outside South Africa 68, is based in the city. Kenya Airways, Africa's fourth largest airline, uses Nairobi's Jomo Kenyatta International Airport as a hub. Nairobi has not been left behind by the fintech phenomenon that has taken over worldwide. It has produced a couple of tech firms like Craft Silicon, Kanga Technologies, Lensoft, Jambo Pay and Hostraha Limited, which have been in the forefront of technology, innovation, and cloud-based computing services. Their products are widely used and have considerable market share presence within Kenya and outside its borders. Goods manufactured in Nairobi include clothing, textiles, building materials, processed foods, beverages, and cigarettes. Several foreign companies have factories based in and around the city. These include Goodyear, General Motors, Toyota Motors, and Coca-Cola. Nairobi has a large tourist industry, being both a tourist destination and a transport hub. Nairobi has grown around its central business district. This takes a pentagonal shape, around the Uhuru Highway, Haile Selassie Avenue, Moi Avenue, and University Way. It features many of Nairobi's important buildings, including the City Hall and Parliament Building. The city square is also located within the perimeter. Most of the skyscrapers in this region are the headquarters of businesses and corporations, such as INM and the Kenyatta International Conference Center. The United States Embassy bombing took place in this district, prompting the building of a new embassy building in the suburbs. In 2011, the city was considered to have about 4 million residents. A large beautification project took place in the central business district, as the city prepared to host the 2006 Afri-Cities Summit. Iconic buildings such as the Kenyatta International Conference Center had their exteriors cleaned and repainted. Nairobi downtown area or central business district is bordered to the southwest by Uhuru Park and Central Park. The Mombasa to Kampala Railway runs to the southeast of the district. Two areas outside the central business district that are seeing growth in companies and office space are Upper Hill, which is located, approximately 4 kilometers 2.5 miles from the central business district, and Westlands, about the same distance from the city center. Companies that have moved from the central business district to Upper Hill include Citibank, and in 2007 Coca-Cola began construction of their East and Central African headquarters in Upper Hill, cementing the district as the preferred location for office space in Nairobi. The largest office development in this area is UAP Tower, completed in 2015 and officially opened for business on July 4, 2016. 79 It is a 33-story tower 163 meters high. The World Bank and International Finance Corporation, part of the World Bank Group, are also located in Upper Hill at the Delta Center, Menengai Road. Earlier on, they were located in the Hill Park Building and CBA Building respectively, both also in Upper Hill, and prior to that in View Park Towers in the Central Business District. To accommodate the large demand for floor space in Nairobi, various commercial projects are being constructed. New business parks are being built in the city, including the flagship Nairobi Business Park. Nairobi is undergoing a construction boom. Major real estate projects and skyscrapers are coming up in the city. Among them are the Pinnacle Twin Towers, which will tower at 314 m, Britam Tower, 200 m, AVIC International Africa Headquarters, 176 m, Prism Tower, 140 m, Pan Africa Insurance Towers, Palazzo Offices, and many other projects. Shopping malls are also being constructed, like the recently completed Garden City Mall, Centum's Two Rivers Mall, the hub in Karen Waterfront, Tika Greens, and the recently reconstructed Westgate Mall. High-class residential apartments for living are coming up, like Le Mac Towers, a residential tower in Westlands, Nairobi with 23 floors. AVIC International is also putting up a total of 4 residential apartments on Wiyaki Way, a 28-level tower, 2 24-level towers, and a 25-level tower. Hotel towers are also being erected in the city. AVIC International is putting up a 30-level hotel tower of 141 m in the Westlands. The hotel tower will be operated by Marriott Group. Jabaview Limited is constructing a 35-floor hotel tower in Upper Hill, which will be high over 140 meters in the city skyline. Arkan Group Africa has also announced plans to erect a skyscraper in Upper Hill, which will have 66 floors and tower over 290 meters, further cementing Upper Hill as the preferred metropolis for multinational corporations launching their operations in the Kenyan capital. Thank you for watching this video.